Top 5 Luxury JDM Cars. When you think of JDM, you probably think drift missiles, tuner legends, and weekend track warriors. But here's the thing, Japan didn't just build cars for the racetrack, they built cars for luxury too. Cars with premium interiors, cutting-edge tech, and performance that could rival any German Grand Tourer. These weren't just fast, they were sophisticated, refined, and way ahead of their time. Welcome to Redline JDM. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 luxury JDM cars that prove Japan knew how to do high-end just as well as they did high revving. Some of these might surprise you, others you've probably never even heard of. Either way, these are the cars that combine Japanese engineering with world-class luxury. Buckle up, let's get into it. Number 5, Nissan Cima. Starting off our list is a car that most people outside Japan have never heard of. The Nissan Cima. This was Nissan's flagship luxury sedan, built to compete directly with the Toyota Crown and the Nissan President. Between 1988 and 2010, the Cima represented the absolute pinnacle of what Nissan could offer in comfort and technology. The first generation Cima, introduced in 1988, was a game changer for Nissan. It came with a 3.0-liter V6 engine producing around 250 horsepower, which was impressive for a luxury sedan at the time. But power wasn't the main story here. This car was all about the experience. Inside, the Cima was absolutely loaded. We're talking plush leather seats, wood trim everywhere, and digital instrumentation paired with advanced onboard computer systems and premium rear seat amenities. This was 1988, remember? Most cars were still using cassette players. The second generation Cima, launched in 1991, took things even further. Nissan offered it with a 4.1-liter V8 engine, the VH41DE, producing 270 horsepower. This wasn't just a luxury sedan anymore, it was a proper performance luxury sedan. Features like air suspension delivered an incredibly smooth ride, and rear seats could recline like first-class airline seats. The Cima became a cult classic in Japan's VIP car scene. Enthusiasts would lower them, add aggressive wheels, and turn them into menacing luxury cruisers. But even stock, the Cima was a statement. It said, "I've made it, and I'm doing it the Japanese way." What makes the Cima special is how perfectly it represents Japan's bubble economy era, a time when manufacturers had massive budgets and were told to simply build the best. The Cima is a perfect example of that philosophy. Number 4, Mazda Eunos Cosmo. Next up is a car that looks like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie, the Mazda Eunos Cosmo. Sold only in Japan from 1990 to 1995, this was Mazda's luxury technology showcase. And when I say tech showcase, I mean it. Under the hood were 2 rotary engine options. The first was the 13BRE, a twin-rotor, twin-turbo setup making 230 horsepower. But the real star was the 20BREW, a 2.0-liter, 3-rotor, twin-turbo rotary engine producing 280 horsepower and around 400 Newton-meters of torque. It made history as the first production rotary with sequential twin turbos. It's engineering poetry in motion. The performance was genuinely impressive. Torque built smoothly as the sequential turbos came online, giving the Cosmo effortless acceleration. Top speed was electronically limited to 180 kilometers per hour due to Japanese regulations, but with the limiter removed, it was capable of well over 240 kilometers per hour. The transmission was a 4-speed automatic, which might sound disappointing, until you realize it came with a manual mode. No paddle shifters, but you could still select gears yourself. For the early 90s, that was revolutionary. Inside is where the Cosmo really separated itself. A full CRT touchscreen dominated the center of the dashboard, controlling climate, navigation, audio, and even a built-in car phone, complete with its own number. The whole cabin looked more like a control tower than a car interior. It also featured PalmNet, a system that allowed the car to communicate diagnostic data directly with service centers. Pull in for service, and the car could explain the problem itself. That's next level convenience. And this was 1990. The Eunos Cosmo is what happens when engineers are given a blank check and told to dream big. It's weird, wonderful, and one of the most underrated luxury JDM cars ever made. Number 3. Honda Legend. At number 3 is the Honda Legend, known in North America as the Acura Legend. In Japan, this was Honda's first real attempt at building a luxury sedan capable of competing with the Germans. Launched in 1985, the first generation Legend came with a 2.5-liter V6, so producing around 160 horsepower. It wasn't earth-shattering, but this was Honda's first V6 ever, engineered specifically for smoothness and refinement. Buyers could choose between a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic. The second generation, launched in 1990, is where the Legend truly earned its reputation. Honda upgraded the engine to a 3.2-liter V6, producing 200 horsepower, with the Type S variant pushing around 215 horsepower. The Type S also featured a sport-tuned suspension and a limited slip differential, making it far more engaging to drive. Inside, the Legend was all about quality. Leather upholstery, real wood trim, and advanced digital displays paired with automatic climate control. Every switch and button felt solid and deliberate. Certain models even featured 4-wheel steering, improving stability at high speeds and maneuverability at low speeds. This wasn't just a luxury cruiser, it could confidently handle twisty roads too. And then there's reliability. Honda built these cars to last, and decades later, they still do. Clean Legends with 300,000 kilometers are still running strong, proving that luxury doesn't have to mean fragile. Number 2. Toyota Soarer. Coming in at number 2 is a true JDM icon, the Toyota Soarer. Known internationally as the Lexus SC, the Soarer was Toyota's luxury grand tourer, and it was absolutely packed with technology and style. The Soarer debuted in 1981, but it was the second and third generations that cemented its legendary status. The second generation Soarer, built from 1986 to 1991, featured high-tech digital dashboards, CRT displays, adjustable suspension, and even a heads-up display on select trims. Engine options ranged from turbocharged inline-sixes to naturally aspirated variants, but the crown jewels were the 1JZGTE twin-turbo inline-six and Toyota's 1UZF EV8. The 1JZGTE's 280 horsepower made it a tuning legend that's still celebrated today. The third generation Soarer, launched in 1991, refined the formula even further. It combined luxury, performance, and near-perfect balance. Over time, the Soarer later became a favorite in the drift and tuning scenes, thanks to its robust drivetrain and excellent chassis. Inside, the Soarer delivered premium leather, excellent ergonomics, and a level of refinement that rivaled anything from Europe. Double wishbone suspension gave it impressive handling without sacrificing ride comfort. What made the Soarer special was its versatility. It could be a luxury cruiser, a tuner platform, or a drift machine, all while maintaining Toyota's legendary reliability. That's why these cars are becoming increasingly collectible today. Number 1, Lexus LS400. At number 1 is the car that changed everything, the Lexus LS400. When Toyota launched Lexus in 1989, they built the LS400 specifically to challenge the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and BMW 7 Series, and against all odds, they succeeded. The LS400 was powered by the 4.0-liter 1 UZF EV8, producing 250 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. But power wasn't the headline, smoothness was. The engine was so perfectly balanced that you could stack champagne glasses on the hood while it was running without them falling over. Toyota reportedly spent over $1 billion developing the LS400. The result was a car that was quieter, smoother, and more reliable than many of its European competitors. Inside, the LS400 set new standards. Hand-selected leather perfectly matched real wood trim, and seats that felt more like first-class airline chairs than car seats. Features like automatic climate control, premium audio, and power everything came standard. And then there's reliability. While many German luxury cars from the same era haven't aged as gracefully, LS400s are still on the road today. There are documented examples with 500,000 to even over 1 million kilometers still running strong. That's not luck, that's obsessive engineering. The LS400 didn't just succeed, it forced Mercedes and BMW to rethink what luxury meant. It proved that Japanese manufacturers could compete at the highest level. The LS400 isn't just a great JDM car, it's one of the greatest luxury cars ever made. So there you have it, 5 luxury JDM cars that prove Japan knew how to do high-end just as well as anyone else. From the tech-loaded Cosmo to the legendary LS400, these cars showed the world that luxury and reliability could coexist. Which one's your favorite? Would you take the rotary madness of the Cosmo or the bulletproof comfort of the LS400? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into JDM legends, hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time, keep it at the red line.